You pulled your soap out of the mold, and right across the top runs a deep crack, like the earth split open overnight. It looks ruined, but here's the thing. A cracked top is one of the most common soap-making surprises, and it has a very fixable cause. I am Kathy the Clumsy Soaper, and today we're going to diagnose why your soap cracked on top and how to prevent it next time. You will learn what drives this reaction in both home and commercial batches. Let's get your soap looking smooth again. You poured what looked like a perfect batch, unmolded it the next morning, and right there across the top is a crack splitting the bar in two. The soap itself is fine chemically, but that split top means you cannot sell it, gift it, or photograph it without feeling a little defeated. So let us talk about exactly why that crack forms and what you can do about it in about 3 minutes flat. Cracked tops come down to one culprit: heat. During gel phase, your soap goes through an exothermic reaction, meaning it generates its own heat from the inside out. The center of the loaf heats up faster than the edges, expands, and literally pushes through the surface. Think of it like asphalt on a hot day. It buckles and cracks because the material has nowhere to go. Recipes with sugar, honey, or milk accelerate this dramatically because sugars spike the internal temperature even higher. Larger batch sizes and heavily insulated molds trap that heat longer, making the problem worse. The good news is this is entirely preventable once you understand the thermal dynamics at play. Controlling temperature from the very beginning of your pour is your primary tool here. The very first thing you want to do the moment you notice heat building in your mold is get that soap into the refrigerator immediately. What you are doing here is interrupting the gel phase mid-process. Gel phase is that exothermic saponification reaction generating heat from within the loaf, and that rising temperature is what drives the batter upward and causes the surface to crack and split. Chilling the mold rapidly drops the core temperature, essentially putting the brakes on saponification just long enough to stabilize the surface. You typically see results within 30 minutes, which makes this your fastest and most accessible intervention with zero additional ingredients or equipment required beyond a standard household refrigerator. Now, here is something that trips up so many soap makers, even experienced ones. When your recipe contains sugars, whether that is honey, milk, oat milk, coconut milk, or added table sugar, those sugar molecules react with the lye and generate their own additional heat during saponification. It is like adding a second burner underneath your mold. So if you wrap that mold in towels on top of all that internal heat, you're essentially trapping an already overheating batch, and cracking becomes almost inevitable. The fix is straightforward. Skip the insulation entirely for sugary recipes. Just set your mold on the counter, uncovered, at room temperature, and let that excess heat escape naturally. Cooler conditions mean a slower, more controlled gel phase, and that means no cracked top. The third habit is soaping at lower temperatures, and this one is genuinely a game changer for crack prevention. When you bring your oils and lye water together at 80 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, you are giving the saponification reaction a slower, more controlled start. Think of it like merging onto a highway at a steady speed, rather than flooring the accelerator from a standstill. Less initial heat means less residual heat buildup inside the loaf during gel phase, and that trapped internal heat is exactly what splits your top open. This is especially critical when your recipe contains honey or sugars, because those ingredients dramatically amplify heat generation on their own. Soaping cool essentially buys you insurance against that thermal spike before it even begins. So let us lock in 3 prevention habits that will genuinely change how your next batch turns out. First, the fridge interrupt. If your soap starts showing signs of overheating, placing it uncovered in the refrigerator stops that internal heat buildup immediately. Think of it like pulling a fever patient into a cool room. Second, skip the insulation entirely when your recipe contains sugars or milk. Both of those ingredients generate their own additional heat during saponification, so your soap does not need any help staying warm. Third, watch your working temperatures closely. Mixing your oils and lye solutions somewhere between 80 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit gives saponification everything it needs without pushing your batter into a thermal runaway situation. Hotter is not better here. Controlled is better. These 3 adjustments cost you nothing extra, but they protect all the time and materials you have already invested in your batch. So, to wrap up, we covered why soap tops crack due to temperature stress and rapid cooling, how to fix a cracked top by simply shaving or planing the surface smooth, and how prevention comes down to controlling your pour temperature and insulating properly. These skills apply whether you are making a single loaf at home or scaling up for a small production run. Consistency in temperature management will save you time and wasted materials every single time. You genuinely have this. Once again, this is Kathy the Clumsy Soaper. Be blessed and be a blessing to others.